Right then, welcome back. Today we are going to do the Japanese Racers event, mainly because I want the CBR 600 RR that you get for getting all the gold medals. And first up is a 250cc two-stroke race at Kanto. And in one of the recent updates, all of the two-stroke bikes were regraded, so it was a case of having to buy another one and throw the kitchen sink at it and see how we get on. So, this event, I have moved the difficulty to 120%, just to see how hard it is. And the answer is very. The AI are a pain in the arse. They give you no quarter whatsoever. So you've either got to be a drone and not make any mistakes and ride around perfectly, or you've just got to be an arse and treat them the same way that they treat you. But I'm neither of them things. So what I kept doing is falling off. And although I was quicker, I kept making mistakes. So I fell off, I've caught back up with the pack, the three leaders are grouped together. I think no problem, I'll get past these. The draft has been all but eliminated, there's no advantage anymore. So you've got to really work hard and not make stupid mistakes like that, because it just ends in tears. The setup wasn't great, to be fair. The bike needed a bit more support on the front end, so I went for it again, and whilst the start was okay, I made a bit of an arse of it quite early on, and then we're playing catch up again. Backhand to lap one, just messed that corner up, turned too tight, hit the barrier, off, and the resulting rundown of the rest of the bikes was rather entertaining, so enjoy. back into first place, and now I have to not make any mistakes, which I find very difficult. If you've watched any of my previous Ride 4 videos, I have a habit of crashing at the worst time, lap 4 or lap 5 usually, or with 2 minutes to go, make a wild mess of it. This time, no, all was good. We got into the lead and we stayed in the lead, although the AI was still pushing. It wasn't a runaway victory. So first one done. 120% is very, very hard. It's not impossible, but it's certainly not massively enjoyable. It's just pressure. Second event, Donington. It was 80s or 90s 750s, and I went with the RC45 Honda. A bit of V4 goodness. And this was difficult. The bike was a bit of a sod. It would cook the front tyre, so you'd adjust the setup, move a bit of energy into the rear tyre, and then it'd spit you off. What was entertaining was how busy it was as a race. There were riders all over the shop, just one big gaggle of them, and they did not give you an inch. Not an inch. That didn't end too well, did it? So back out to the setup, put a bit more support on the front, go for a hard front and a medium rear, try and give it a bit more support. Attempt 2, we've played with the setup, moved a bit of energy to the back of the bike, and now that just wants to slide, and slide, and slide, and slide. And we're off, we're playing catch up again. I was faster, it was just, I had to try and not make a mistake, but the bike was fighting me a little bit. You can see the front tyres getting a little bit uncomfortable, and it just, no. Into the next left-hander, I carried miles more corner speed than the AI. Just picked the bike up a bit too much, and I'm off, I'm done. We start again. So, and again, another little muck about with the setup. We go again, last lap, 4-second lead. All I've got to do is ride down the straight, but apparently that's too difficult. So we get off again. And this was turning into a bit of a chore. This 5-lap event, yeah, a bit of a kick from the back end, off again. This 5-lap event, which I thought would take half an hour, yeah, was starting to take quite a long time. Which, yeah, not the most enjoyable. Attempt 5, this is the one we get it done. Get off the line clean. The R6 is fast. If I was going to do this again, I'd probably go with the R6. It is the fastest mid-90s, noughties, 80s, whatever, 750 by miles. But variety is the spice of life. Get out front, don't make a mistake. 2 down. Right. 2 down. 2 down, 2 golds. Next up, I think, is the 600 race at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. So this is 600cc Japanese bikes. I went with a 2019 ZX6R because I've not used it yet. Away we go, and this fast right-hander, the AI, I do not know how they were carrying so much speed through there. I could not get anywhere near them into that corner through it. I'm pushing really hard. The AI were really quick. The conditions were horrible, absolutely awful. I just, because I'm having to push so hard, there's just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. That corner at the end of the back straight, normally I'll do the first lap and the last lap and any interesting bits in between. Almost all of the potential issues on this one were the end of that back straight into that fast right-hander. This was hard. This was really, really hard. Lap 2, end of the back straight. I feel like I'm on the limit of going in there, and the AI are just like, see you mate, no problem. The amount of grip. In the previous races, I didn't hit straight back. I kind of gave them a bit of a chance, so I made my mind up. Be as bolshy as they are, treat them like they treat you. This one, I'm nice and tight, nah, not interested, bang. Little bit of contact. I'm picking up penalties because they're running into me, and the only way I'm not falling off the bike is to run off the track slightly. Last lap, up the inside. I just had to try and be where they wanted to be to see if I could force them offline. It doesn't normally work. Normally, you're getting turfed off, but it was alright. However, 1.99 second penalty, and we only had a tenth or 2/10 of a second at the end of the straight. The AI's obviously made an arse of it, but I was really worried about that gap. I could never ever get the gap out, but it's done. Was that third race? Yeah, 3 down, 3 golds. And I needed a cup of tea, because this was getting a bit stressful, and it was hard graft. In the end, it took about 2.5 hours to do the event. There was quite a lot of starting again and getting stressed. Number 4, VIR, time attack. We are on 1000cc naked bikes. So I went for the fastest and dirtiest one that was there, and that was the MT10. And the setup was miles away. The first attempt, any time I'd put a massive load or a high speed load through the bike, I was just off it constantly. Too late on the brakes. The front tyre's not happy. It was just an absolute scruffy, nasty, horrible lap. And we failed it. We didn't even get the bronze. I missed it by however much. But we were miles away. Miles away from the gold. And I was like, uh-oh, now we're in trouble. So went and mucked about with a setup. Stuck some slightly harder tyres on. I'm quite happy with the track. I know which way it goes and the braking points. I've done hundreds of laps on it on Forza. It is slightly different on Ride, but it just, yeah, this one needed some concentration. And done. And in the end we did it by miles. 6 seconds or something daft, so don't make any mistakes, and we were good. So last event. A 3-lapper at Oulton Park on 1000cc sports bikes. Now the laps, I've whinged about the lap count in previous videos. The smaller bikes should be doing 3-lap events, the bigger bikes should be doing 5s. This was a ridiculous race, absolutely ridiculous. The AI were just monstrous, absolutely monstrous. I thought I was going to have to turn the difficulty down. I thought, there's no way I'm doing this. They are so fast, and they were brutal as well. Watch into the Shell Oils hairpin. I'm later on the brakes than the AI and just get stuffed, absolutely stuffed. It's like, what? It's impossible. This one, he's up the inside, makes a mess of it. We both go down. Thanks very much, mate. They were quick, and it just didn't stop. It just did not stop. Having to brake so late, there was just zero margin for error. Normally, I do lap 1 and lap 3 or lap 5. However, this was a good race. It's only 3 laps. It's quite quick. I left the whole lot on. Enjoy. And she's done. 5 events, 5 golds on 120% difficulty. I did not enjoy that. I'm happy it's done. I'm happy I can survive at 120% difficulty. That's great. It's not very enjoyable though. It's just stress. I'd much rather do it at 110 and have a bit less pressure and enjoy the game. But it is what it is. We've got 5 golds. We've got the free bike, which is what I wanted. And that's what the point of it was. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like, a subscribe, a comment, hit the bell of pleasure and all the usual jazz. I will see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.